Right. And sometimes those structures are no longer appropriate now, but very appropriate then. A classic example is, Sony, the company, when Akira Morita passed, he was the founder and the big boss at Sony, and so after he passed, they got a new big boss, but that big boss never dared change anything. If Akira had said, we need to have this type of distribution structure, then that's how it was. And basically the company just froze in time and nothing changed because nobody dared change what had been set before. So they had to end up bringing out an outsider, someone from outside Japan to come in who didn't have the respect needed for the hierarchy that pre-existed, right? So that's an example of where sometimes we overassume.
As a result, what happened to Sony?
So they had to bring in Howard Stringer to come in and change everything and basically smash down the old ways of things, because those things made sense when Morita designed them. They made sense because it fit the market. But then as the market shifted and he was no longer there to make the changes, they started to no longer fit. And so now there was a distribution model that assumed that planes were a certain price and ships were a certain price, for example. That was no longer true, but we were, as Sony, would be stuck in that model. And so we do the same thing in society. That's just a very micro example of a quick how something can be created and then people take it to be unchangeable. And so there's all these adages like rules are made to be broken and all these sorts of things. And the truth behind those types of adages is that the structures are created by humans, for humans, with a specific intent in mind at the time. And not always are they correct. And that's where the societal structures are not necessarily as fixed in stone as we think.
You end up seeing someone like Steve Jobs, who was very good at bending reality as to his own vision. And the most famous example is with the iPhone, in which he said that customers don't know what they want. I know what they want. And he was meticulous and perfectionist when it came to implementing that iPhone exactly as he wanted it in order to make that reality come true. He had to believe in it so strongly, though, to the point that he became the frame maker rather than the frame taker. Because smartphones that existed before Steve Jobs, it was the BlackBerry, which is extinct now.
Yes, indeed.
Because someone with a stronger will and a stronger ability to put these things together and a stronger understanding of the fact that these structures are malleable, then malleabled it. He changed it.
Right. It is. Customers don't know what they want. That is true. They know what they want, but they don't know what they need. And another classic quote for this is Henry Ford, who said, if I listened to my customers, I would build a faster horse. The customer will ask you for what they already have because that's familiar.
Or a better version of what they already have.
A better version of what they already have. It's always gonna, and that's normal, right? And that's good because customers shouldn't be sitting there thinking about what the next product should be.
That's the business owner's job.
That's the business's job,
yeah.
Right? That's what they need to do. Now, to Steve Jobs' credit, he also was able to recognize when he was incorrect and change his mind. Not all the time smoothly. I think in his younger years, particularly, I already mentioned the mouse, insisting that a mouse only ever had one button. Moving on to the iPhone originally, it had to be a certain type of development environment. There had to be certain things, and they changed, they adapt, they improved it over time.